It's a wonderful day and a wonderful day for some Reddit stories. And let's get into the first one that's called, Am I the a-hole for uninviting my fiance's work wife from our wedding? Okay, so before we even read this, I don't know about you guys, but something about the word work wife really icks me out. Every time I've ever read about anybody having a work wife, it ended absolutely terribly. I, 29 female, am supposed to be marrying the love of my life, 31 male, in a few months. We've been planning this wedding for over a year and it's been a beautiful but stressful experience. But there's one person casting a shadow over everything, and that's my fiance's work wife, Lily, 30 female. Let me backtrack a little bit. My fiance and Lily have been friends and co-workers for around 5 years. At first, I was pretty relieved that he had a good friend at work, especially since his job can be demanding and a bit isolating. I tried to be the cool, understanding partner who wasn't bothered by how close they were, but over time, their bond became something I just didn't know how to handle. Lily is a huge part of his life. They text constantly, often late into the night about everything from work issues to little jokes. She knows things about him that sometimes I don't, and it stings to realize how much he turns to her for advice and laughs instead of me. My fiance reassures me that they're just friends, that she's his work wife, and that it's no big deal, but it feels like she's gotten so close that I'm sometimes the one on the outside looking in. Yeah, I'd bet my bottom dollar that it's an emotional affair. You've got a wife, dude. You don't need a work wife. That's so weird. As we got deeper into wedding planning, Lily started chiming in with her opinions. She had suggested about our venue. It doesn't feel like him. Our flowers. He's never liked bright colors, remember? And even my dress, mentioning offhandedly that she knew his style and could help me pick something that he'd love. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurt more than I wanted to admit. Here I am planning my wedding, and I felt like I had to measure up to her view of who my fiance is. Last week was our engagement party, and it was supposed to be such a happy day, but I kept on noticing Lily glued to his side. I tried to join their conversations, but every time she'd bring up a work story or inside joke that left me feeling like a third wheel at my own engagement. Then in one of the worst moments, I walked up just as she was saying, you know, if you change your mind, you could always marry me instead. Are you joking? My heart sank. I didn't know if she was joking or half serious. But my fiance laughed, brushing it off like it was no big deal. Yeah, of course he did. Your fiance sucks, OP. I couldn't just let it go. I pulled my fiance aside later that night and I told him how inappropriate her comment was. He looked at me all surprised and said I was taking it too serious. Oh yeah. And that Lily was just playing around. I felt like I was going crazy, like maybe I was seeing something that wasn't there. But how would anybody be okay hearing that from somebody so close to their fiance? The last straw came towards the end of the night. Lily had had a few drinks and she came up to me asking if I was really okay with how close they were. She said something like, I mean, I can't imagine him with anybody else. It felt like a knife to my chest. I wanted to scream, but instead I walked away. Later, I told my fiance I didn't want her at our wedding, that it was too painful to have somebody there who clearly saw herself as part of our relationship. He got defensive, red flag OP, saying that I was overreacting and letting jealousy ruin a friendship that he cherishes. Another red flag. He even implied that uninviting her would damage his reputation at work. And now he's barely talking to me because he says I'm making him choose between his best friend and his fiance. Red flag again. I don't know what to think anymore. I feel hurt, small, and like my feelings don't matter. My friends support me, but his friends think I'm overreacting and letting insecurity ruin our relationship. No, you're not. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right to want some respect and boundaries? Am I the a-hole for asking him to uninvite her from our wedding after everything that's happened? Not at all, OP. You're definitely not the a-hole. You are right to want some respect and boundaries. Lily sounds awful. Your fiance sounds awful. They both are so bad, OP. Like, you can get rid of Lily, but a lot of the issue here is with your fiance. The top comment says, not the a-hole. Lily sounds like a conniving... I've got a very few good male besties. One of them got married about a year ago. I would never dream of behaving like that to his now wife. You don't have a work wife problem. You've got a fiance problem. The comment below that says, yeah, I am prone to the Reddit dump them reflex, but I was thinking, honey, uninvite yourself from your own wedding rather than the work wife because this doesn't feel good. Yeah, it definitely doesn't. This comment says, I hate the term work wife or work husband almost as much as body count. How damn stupid. Time for Bubba to grow up and yeah, make a choice. Yeah, the fiance is so annoying here. Like, oh, you're just insecure and jealous of our friendship. You call that a friendship? This would for sure qualify as an emotional affair. I'm sure your fiance doesn't feel like that, but it definitely is. This comment says your relationship is over unless he leaves that job. I'd give him the ring and say now your work wife can be your real wife, but he probably will take that. Staying will affect you every day for the rest of your life. Yeah, you don't need a wife, bro, because you've already got a work wife. That's so gross. And I feel like you nailed it at the end of your post, OP. His friends think I'm overreacting and letting insecurity ruin our relationship. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right to want some respect and boundaries? Yeah, you're not letting insecurity ruin the relationship. You want respect and boundaries, and you're not getting it. The audacity of the fiancé. Oh, you're jealous of our friendship. Bro, get out of here. This comment says, not the a-hole. The term work wife is icky, and almost always it results in some crossing of lines. It sounds like Lily is more than a work wife. She would get rid of you and replace you as his fiancé in a heartbeat. Lily's involvement in your fiancé's life has gone far beyond casual friendship. Her opinions about your wedding and the comment about marrying her instead shows that she does not respect the boundary between their friendship and your romantic relationship. While he isn't physically cheating, there's definitely an emotional boundary being crossed here. Your fiancé is very weird indeed for saying that you're making him choose. You're his wife-to-be, not a friend. Yeah, that's such a good point. What do you mean OP's making you choose? OP is gonna be your wife. There is no choosing here. You've already chosen. Oh, that's so frustrating. He needs to acknowledge that if this friendship is damaging the trust and comfort in your relationship, then some boundaries are necessary. Oh yeah, this guy's never even heard of a boundary. You are fully justified in feeling uncomfortable about the situation. It's your relationship and you have every right to feel secure in it. Speak with your fiancé and tell him that as things are, this situation can't continue. If he still doesn't understand, then definitely reconsider what this means for your relationship going forward, because him choosing himself and his feelings over yours is not a recipe for a healthy and happy relationship. It's better that this gets ironed out now than after you're married. Breaking up is a lot easier than a divorce, but hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Yeah, it's actually unbelievable that the fiancé doesn't realize how inappropriate this is. Yeah, this is not you being jealous and insecure, OP. And if your fiancé doesn't realize that pretty fast, I would not be staying with him. You are not asking for much here, OP. Okay, that was an unbelievable way to start the episode. Post number 2 is called, Am I the a-hole for telling my husband to stop using his weaponized incompetence? We got into bed and my husband said, if you find yourself in the kitchen tonight, can you program the coffee pot so I don't have to wake up earlier and do it? And I told him just to go do it now so it's done in case I'm not awake during the night. He said that he didn't know how. I told him that he does since he was the one who taught me. That was the end of the conversation. 10 minutes after, my blood sugar goes low. I'm type 1 diabetic, and I asked him if he could get me some juice from the kitchen to help. He said, no, you're fine, go do it. I said, really? I'm already at 3.1. His response was, yeah, well, I asked you to make a pot of coffee and you said no. I'm not getting out of bed unless you're at 1.5. Oh my God, help your partner, dude, which is dangerously low blood sugar. The situation escalated and he said that he's not helping me since I won't help him. I told him that I won't help him if he doesn't get utilizing his weaponized incompetence because he simply doesn't want to do something. He got mad and said that he's telling my doctor who I see for my diabetes that I don't take care of myself because I went low. A low blood sugar is oftentimes out of my control and can be unpredictable. Keep in mind that he isn't waking up early and wanting coffee for work. He's going hunting all day while I stay at home with the kids. He refused to help me and we're both mad. I got myself juice. Am I the a-hole? Update, I know there are a lot of comments saying that this is a fake post and questioning the legitimacy of my diabetes. This is a very much true post. I've been diabetic since 2010 and I've been using an insulin pump since 2013. I use a Freestyle Libre 2 sensor. I don't have benefits for a CGM that connects to my pump. As for my husband, we've been married since 2020, together since 2018. Up until last year, our marriage and home life was beautiful, and there was never a doubt of his love for myself and our children, or his willingness to help, support, encourage every aspect of my life and our children's lives. This past year has been challenging for our marriage, and there's been an uphill battle of medical concerns for one of our children, and an added financial strain. It just takes a toll on a couple, and it can feel very draining. I don't like your husband's behavior at all, OP. Of course, he should have just got up and helped you, but yeah, also the stuff with the weaponized incompetence too. I genuinely just wanted somewhere to post for an outside perspective, because I know that when I have low blood sugar, it can come along with irritability and non-compliance with taking food and juice and sugar, and all around a shift in personality. Yeah, I should have had juice at my bedside. I typically do get some on my way to bed, but I ate half an hour before going to bed and mistakenly thought that I'd be fine. Marriage counseling is something that has been mentioned over the course of the past year, and it is something that we need to address because obviously we both have our faults. I appreciate the concern, insight, words of guidance, wisdom, and the people who call it as they see it. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole, your husband's behavior is manipulative and also concerning. Yeah, and the husband sounded so immature too. Like, oh, you didn't help me, so I'm not gonna help you. Your partner didn't need to help you with the coffee thing anyway, but the husband was using that by going, oh, well, you didn't help with the coffee, so I'm not gonna get you some juice when your blood sugar's low. Yeah, like none of this needed to happen. There are comments that say that they obviously don't like each other very much, and they're picking fights and stuff. And yeah, obviously obviously there's some tension and issues here. OP did end the post by saying that marriage counseling is something that has been mentioned over the course of the past year. So yeah, that's definitely a good move. Also, yeah, by the sounds of it, you need to keep something by your bedside table. But no, I don't feel like you're the a-hole, OP. Good luck though, because this really, didn't need to happen. And if you're having arguments about stuff like this, you're probably having arguments about a lot of stuff, and that's not good. The next one that we're going to read is called, Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my boyfriend move in because of his bad habits? I, 29 female, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend Mike, 31 male, for about a year and a half. We've been talking about moving in together, and he recently brought it up pretty seriously, saying that he wants to take the next step. At first I was excited, but now I'm having doubts, and I'm starting to feel like I might be the a-hole. Mike has some habits that I've found hard to deal with, even though I love him. He doesn't clean up after himself, like, at all. I'm not talking about like minor stuff like leaving a cup on the counter. I'm talking about leaving dishes piled up for days, clothes all over the floor, food wrappers everywhere. He never takes out the trash even when it's overflowing. And when I try to ask him to help out or even just clean up after himself, he acts like I'm asking for too much. Ew. He says stuff like, I'm just not a clean person, or that's your thing, not mine. Bro, you're gonna be single if you have that attitude. I've tried to have calm conversations with him about it, and while he agrees that it bothers me, nothing ever changes. I've also noticed that he spends most of his time on the couch watching TV, and if I ask him to help with something, he'll either put it off or say that he's too tired after work. I have talked to him about moving in together, and I told him that I'm not sure if that's gonna work because I don't think I can live with somebody who won't contribute to keeping the space clean or help with any daily jobs. He got defensive and said that I was making him feel like a burden. You're doing that to yourself. And that he was willing to try harder. But honestly, I've heard this before and I'm not convinced. I love Mike, but I'm starting to feel like it might be more of a hassle than a joy to live together. Of course it would. Are you even listening to what you're writing here? If this guy thinks this is okay, he's completely out of his mind. I don't want to be the person who does everything while he just chills out. I also don't want to become resentful. Yeah, and you will. I've tried to talk to him about it, but now he's hurt, saying that I'm not giving him a fair chance and that he feels like I don't trust him. You're not giving yourself a fair chance. I'm just not sure if this is something I'm willing to put up with long term. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let him move in unless he changes these habits? No, of course not, OP. And by the sounds of it, it's not ever gonna change. You're not asking for much here, OP. You need to have standards for yourself. Not cleaning up after yourself even a little bit is completely not okay for an adult. If he feels like that's okay, he's completely wrong. And also, by the sounds of it, he doesn't see any issue with this behavior. OP, don't even think about moving in with him. And I'm sure he wants to move in because he wants you to do all the cleaning. Nah, that's actually pathetic. Yeah, that's so bad. The top comment says, I'm just not a clean person, or that's your thing, not mine. These comments are enough to let you know that these things are stuff that he's not willing to do. You are different, and it's either you end up picking after him for life, leave that relationship, or he miraculously changes. Yeah, please don't do this to yourself, OP. This comment says, not the a-hole, don't move in together. You'll be doing all the work and he'll just sit on the couch watching TV. You will become resentful of being his bangmaid. He's manipulating you to get you to back off from holding him accountable to clean up his act. If he hasn't changed in 1.5 years, he isn't gonna. If you do decide to be his bangmaid, please don't have children with him. You're gonna end up working full-time and cleaning full-time, taking care of Mike's needs full-time, and handling the baby full-time. All the while he'll be chilling on the couch telling you how you aren't giving him a fair chance and that you don't trust him. Just nope out of dating this loser. And that bit where he said, oh, you're making me feel like a burden. Dude, OP is doing that, are they? Like, take some accountability. Oh, maybe it's actually my actions that are making me a complete burden. Maybe it's not just my partner making me feel like I'm a burden. Maybe I'm actually being a giant burden. Like, there's no, oh, I feel like a burden. Bro, you're being a huge burden. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Yeah, like this comment says, is this rage bait? Quite obviously the reason that he wants to move in together is that so you'll become his maid and do everything for him. That's the plan. The next one's called, am I the a-hole for not forgiving my best friend after she told my husband that I was cheating on him? I, 30 female, have been married to my husband Alex, 32 male, for 5 years. We have a good, solid relationship and trust each other completely. I've always been very close with my best friend Emily, 29 female, and we've been friends since high school. However, recently our friendship has been put to the test. A few months ago, I went on a business trip for a week, and during that time, I noticed Emily was acting a bit strange. She seemed distant and wouldn't respond to my texts as quick as normal, but I didn't think much of it. I figured that she was busy with her own life. When I came back from the trip, Alex confronted me about something that completely threw me off. He told me that Emily had contacted him while I was else away and accused me of cheating on him. She claimed that she saw the way that I was flirting with somebody at a work event and that I'd been texting other guys in a way that seemed inappropriate. I was absolutely shocked and devastated. There was no truth to what she said, and I couldn't understand why Emily would tell Alex something like that. I've never once been unfaithful, and I had no idea where she was getting these ideas from. I confronted Emily, and she admitted that she'd seen me talking to a male colleague at the event, but she took everything out of context. She said that she didn't like the way that he was looking at me and assumed that something was going on. I was so furious. Emily had never said anything to me about her concerns, but instead she went behind my back and accused me of cheating. I told her that I couldn't trust her anymore and that I needed space. She apologized to me, but the damage was done. It felt like she completely betrayed me and violated my trust. Now some of our mutual friends are telling me that I should forgive Emily, saying that she was only looking out for me. No, she was not. And that she was worried about my relationship. What the hell are the friends talking about? Oh yeah, only looking out for me by trying to ruin my relationship. God, people are so annoying. But I don't feel like I can ever get past what she did. I've tried to move on, but every time I think about it, I feel so hurt and betrayed. Yeah, and that's understandable, OP. So am I the a-hole for not forgiving my best friend after she told my husband that I was cheating on him? Of course not. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole. Something tells me Emily's got the hots for OP's husband. Yeah, of course they do. Or Emily was only looking out for your relationship. Emily wants to steal your relationship. Like this comment says, not the a-hole. Emily is no friend. Get rid of her because trust me, she's trying to get rid of you so that she can move in on your husband. Good luck and hopefully your husband doesn't fall for her games. Yeah, I love in these posts where people get outside advice from people, like their friends and family, and it's always so bad. Like, oh yeah, definitely forgive Emily because they're only looking out for you. Emily is not looking out for you, OP. And that's pretty obvious. The next one says, am I the a-hole for not letting my partner fake propose to me while on vacation? Genuinely was not sure what subreddit to post this in. My female 28, partner male 30, and I went on vacation last week for our 2-year anniversary, and I just got back 2 days ago. It was a fantastic, amazing, romantic vacation, all up to the point when my partner suggested that we ask a stranger to take a picture of us in a fake proposal in front of the Eiffel Tower. When he asked this, my heart started beating so fast. I immediately assumed that he was saying fake proposal as a ruse for a real proposal, which is not something we've talked about yet. I think I just said, wait, what do you mean? And he said that proposal pictures in this spot were really popular and that we should take the opportunity while we can. I said that I wasn't really interested in a fake proposal picture and that I thought it was weird that he would suggest it. We moved on pretty fast and went to dinner. When we got back to our hotel that evening, I asked him about it, since it had been on my mind and I could tell that I'd actually really upset him. I asked him explicitly, were you planning on actually proposing to me and I ruined it? And he said no, that he doesn't think we're ready for that step. And for the record, I agree. Our relationship has been long distance for the first 8 months and I'm planning on moving in with him when my lease is up in January. He said that he always thought the proposal picture in front of the Eiffel Tower was really romantic and that he's worried that whenever he actually does propose, it's not going to be as romantic as Paris, so he wanted to get the picture while we could. I apologized to him, but I told him that I was only interested in actual proposal pictures and that I'd love them whenever or wherever it happened. He has been pretty crestfallen since this conversation and I really feel like I genuinely ruined something for him. I called some friends when we got home and I got mixed advice, some agreeing that it was a really odd request and some saying that I should have taken the fake proposal photo, which would have been no harm done. Am I the a-hole for not taking the photo with him? I don't understand why he's even worried about it. Like you said, I'd love the actual proposal pictures whenever or wherever it happened. Yeah, it's not like you're dead set on having any pictures from the Eiffel Tower, so he doesn't need to worry about it. It's okay, everything's fine. When the proposal does happen and you take a photo, that's going to be really special, and it doesn't matter that it's not in Paris. The top comment says, not the a-hole, it is weird, and it's also tone deaf on his part. Like, what was he planning on doing with the photos? Anybody seeing them on the internet would instantly think that it was genuine before reading any accompanying text that explains that it's fake, which is a dish move in itself. The only way that it would make sense is if he actually was planning on proposing and is too proud now to admit it, but you don't spring a fake proposal idea for that. You just ask a stranger to take a few photos and they'll quickly realize what's happening. Fake proposals aren't romantic, even in front of the Eiffel Tower. And if he's bummed out because he just wanted to do a fake proposal for shits and giggles, and then you said no, then boo-hoo, he's an adult. Tell him to get over it. Yeah, it's definitely confusing. This comment says, not the a-hole. What an odd thing for him to suggest. Was he going to hold on to that photo until he did propose and then pretend that it was a fresh one? OP said, from what he said when we talked, I think he just wanted us to have a photo of a romantic gesture in a romantic spot and wasn't planning on using it as an actual proposal photo. I don't get it either. Yeah, but then why does it have to be a fake proposal photo? You can just take ordinary, cute, romantic photos. There's no reason for a fake proposal. Maybe he got the idea in his head that he wanted to do this without really thinking about it or something. And yeah, okay, after that confusing post, I feel like that's enough for today. That was another beautiful episode that we just had. 5 different fun but also concerning Reddit stories. And now to finish it with a cute, wholesome meme. When you finally get home from work after a long day and you get to put your feet up, that's so cute, isn't it? The little toe stretch. I can't get enough of cats. They're so cute. I feel like since I've put the cat tree behind me, I've made better episodes. Like, I feel like they actually help me make YouTube episodes. And yeah, I really appreciate that. I have been looking into getting a better camera and a better lens and stuff, but I've got to be careful to make sure that like it's not too blurry behind me so that you can still see the cats. I don't want to mess up the kitty cat dynamic. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time today. And if you did and you want to subscribe, definitely feel free. And also let me know down below what you thought of the episode. And the comment of the day goes to Faith Pearl. Nico should refer to all of them by the wrong names. See how long it takes to piss them off. Yeah, 1,000,000%. There was a story in yesterday's episode. There was a person in it called Nico, and people would keep calling Nico Nicholas. And yeah, it was so frustrating. But yeah, that's right. Call them by something that isn't their name. I'm sure they're not going to like it. We read some very concerning but fun stuff, don't we? And let's do it again tomorrow. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!